Chapter 50. A Muslim king comes to see Sri Guru. We have seen a reference of Rajak in chapter 9. By the blessing of Shripad Shrivallabha, he was born in a Muslim royal family and he became the king of Bidar. Due to devotion of previous birth, he was kind and pious. He treated all the religions and sects equally. There were several temples for which he had due sympathy. He also had respect for Brahmins. Muslim priests despised Brahmins and Vedic religion, but the king said to him, God is one, only names are different. All are created from five great elements. The earth is the mother of all. Cows are different colors, but their milk is white. Ornaments may be many, but the gold is same. Similarly, Paramatma is everywhere. So make no difference between caste and religion. Thus the king was ruling impartially. Once he had tumor on his thigh. Vaidas and Hakims treated him, but no effect. The king had great pain due to it. He called some Brahmins and requested them to suggest a remedy. The Brahmin said, Sins of previous birth harass one in the form of disease. For this, visit holy places and give some charity. Live in the company of saints. You go to Papa Vinashi Tirtha and bathe there. The tumor will subside. The king went to Papa Vinashi Tirtha. He met a sannyasi there. He bowed to him and showed him his tumor. The sannyasi said, When you see a saint, you will be relieved of this disease. I shall tell you a tale in this connection. A Brahman lived in Avanti, that is Ujjain. He gave up, that is Sandhya, Puja, etc., and lived with a prostitute named Pingala. Once Rishabha Muni came to him. They treated him well. They worshipped him and took tirtha of his feet. When Muni was asleep, both served him, keeping awake the whole night. Next morning, the Muni went away. Later on, in their old age, both the Brahman and Pingala died. The Brahman became son of King Vajrabahu in the next birth. When he was in Sumati, the eldest queen's womb, the younger queen became jealous and she gave poison to the eldest queen, who got eruptions all over body. Due to God's grace, she and the child did not die, but instead got eruptions all over the body. She delivered a male child who was also affected by these eruptions over all the body. The king got them treated by physicians, but they could not be cured. The king suspected that the infection would spread in the whole family, and he therefore asked a fisherman to take the queen and her son to the forest and leave them there. People were sorry to know this evil act of the king. Sumati was roaming in the forest with her son in despair. Due to exertion, she was thirsty and was searching for water. She came to Mandir and met some females who told her, Padmakar is the king of the country. He is kind and pious. He will protect you. In the meantime, some maidservants of the king came there. Sumati narrated to them her sad account. They took Sumati to the palace and reported to the king about her. The king was very kind and he arranged for her stay. There too, the eruptions on the body of mother and son harassed them. One day, due to unbearable pain, the child expired. Sumati began to weep bitterly. The women in the neighborhood tried to console her, but she continued mourning. In the meanwhile, Rishabha Muni came there. Padmakar had received him warmly. He heard a moaning sound and inquired. Padmakar narrated to him the sad account of Sumati. Rishabha Muni came to her and began to console her, saying, It is futile to mourn for the bygone. All lives are like bubbles in water. This body is made of 5 elements, and when these elements separate, nothing remains behind. So, do not mourn for the perishable body. One has to suffer as per one's previous actions. For self-emancipation, adore Sri Shankara. Sumati said, I had come here leaving the kingdom, and here too I meet this fate. Now I don't wish to live any longer. Saying so, she fell on the feet of Muni. The Muni was moved to see her state. He remembered the service her son had given him in the last birth. He applied a little bhasma to his forehead and put a little in his mouth. Suddenly the child got life and began to move. The eruptions on his body and his mother's body also vanished by the powerful sight of the Muni. Both looked as bright as gold. Sumati and the child bowed to Muni devotedly. The Muni blessed them and went away. The greatness of a blessing of a saint is like this. If you serve a saint, you will be relieved from the tumor. The Muslim king asked with folded hands, "Kindly tell me where the great saint is. I shall go there." The sannyasi said, "Sri Guru lives in Kandgapur on the bank of Bhima. You must go to him." The king immediately went to Kandgapur and inquired about Sri Guru. The people were afraid when the Muslim king had come to Kandgapur. They did not speak due to fear. When the king asked again, he was told that Sri Guru had gone to Sangam and he would return soon. Hearing this, the Muslim king started to go to Sangam. On the way, he saw Sri Guru coming. He came down. He got off the horse and bowed to Sri Guru respectfully. Sri Guru said, "O Rajaka, where have you been so far? I am seeing you after a long period." Hearing this, the Muslim king recollected his life of last birth. He lay prostrate before Sri Guru and began to shed tears of joy and love. Choked voice, he asked, "Gurudev, why did you keep me away for so long? Being entangled in the royal pleasures, I forgot you. Now I have come to your shelter. Liberate me. I am much harassed due to this tumor on my thigh." Sri Guru smiled and said, "Show me, where is the tumor?" The king began to look at his thigh, but the tumor had vanished. He said, "By your blessing, I could enjoy the royal pleasures and glory. All my desires are fulfilled. I now wish that thy holy self come to my place and bless my family members." Sri Guru said, "We are sannyasis. We should not live in cities. You being a Muslim, cows are slaughtered daily in your city. This is a great saint. Prohibit the killing of cows in your kingdom." The king said, "I am not a king now. I am your devotee, a Rajak. Please give me a place at your feet." Sri Guru began thinking, "Now in this Kali Yuga, cruelty will be increasing. It would be better if I disappear from here." He therefore thought of going to Godavari. While returning to the mutt, the king seated Sri Guru in his palki and he took his padukas in his hands and walked on foot behind the palki. Sri Guru said, "You should ride on a horse. You are a king. Your people will blame you for serving a Brahman and a sannyasi." The king said, "I may be a king for people, but for you I am a devotee. I am devotee Rajak. All my desires are now fulfilled." By this time, all the elephants, horses, soldiers of the king had reached the place. Sri Guru said, "Listen to me, ride a horse." The king first seated all disciples of Sri Guru on the horse and then rode a horse, and the procession started ceremoniously. Sri Guru then said to him, "If we come with you, we cannot observe our rituals punctually. Therefore, I will go ahead. You come at Papa Vinashi to see me." Saying this, Sri Guru disappeared instantly with all his disciples and reached Bidar. Naganath, the son of Sayamdev, met Sri Guru there. He worshipped Sri Guru and did Samaradhana. Then Sri Guru went to Papa Vinashi Tirtha. The Muslim king was very sorry to see Sri Guru disappear from the procession suddenly, but he remembered that he was asked by Sri Guru to see him at Papa Vinashi. He rode a swift horse and started for Papa Vinashi. He covered the distance of 88 miles in a day. He saw Sri Guru and again requested him to grace his city by holy presence. The king decorated the city. He seated Sri Guru in a palki. 9 kinds of gems were waved on him. The citizens waved arti at various places. The Muslim censured the king for serving Brahmins, but the Hindu citizen and the Brahmins praised him for being liberal, learned, and pious. The procession was going with musical instruments. Coins and clothes were distributed to the poor. When the procession reached the main gate of palace, Sri Guru walked on costly carpets spread on the path. Sri Guru was seated on a decorated throne, and all the queens and children of the king bowed to him respectfully. Sri Guru blessed the king and his family members and asked, "Are all your desires fulfilled now?" The king said, "I have enjoyed the glory and I now wish to serve at your feet." Sri Guru asked him to come to Sri Shaila and went to Gautami at Nasik. He bathed there and returned to Gandgapur. All the citizens were pleased to see that Sri Guru had come back safe. Sri Guru called all disciples and said, "Now I wish to live secretly, therefore I intend to go to Sri Shaila. I shall be staying at Kandgapur. If I live openly, the Muslims will come here daily and trouble me for fulfillment of their desires, as the king himself has been here." Chapter 51. Sri Guru's Journey into Bliss. Disciples get flower gift. Knowing that Sri Guru has decided to go to Sri Shaila, all the disciples and citizens, they said, "You are our treasure. Why do you go leaving us?" Sri Guru smiled and said, "You need not worry. I shall stay here secretly. I shall have bath at Amarja Sangam in the morning. In the midday, I shall come to Gandkapur Math and accept Nirguna Puja and give darshan to the devotees. From the viewpoint of the public, I am going to Sri Shaila Yatra. Have no doubt I shall always stay at Kandgapur. The Ashwatha here is like Kalpataru." Saying this, Sri Guru started for Sri Shaila. People accompanied him for some distance, and when they returned to Math, they saw Sri Guru there. After some time, he disappeared. All wondered at this miracle. Sri Guru went to Patal Ganga, flowing at the base of Sri Shaila. He asked his disciples to prepare a flower seat and said, "I have to go to Mallikarjuna on Sri Shaila on the other side of the river." The disciples prepared a nice seat of flowers of Shevanti, lotus, malati, kanher, etc. on the leaf of Kardali and placed it on the riverside. Sri Guru said, "Now you should return to your respective places." Sri Guru sat on the flower seat on Magh Ved first on a Friday when Guru, which is the Jupiter, was in Kanya Rasa at evening time, and before going away he said, "I am going to the place of self-bliss. I shall send flowers as gift which you should distribute amongst yourselves and worship them daily. I like singing. I shall be near those who sing prayers. They will get all pleasures." Saying this, Sri Guru disappeared. After some time, some boatsmen came there from the other side of the river. They told, "We saw Sri Guru on the other side. He was looking like a sannyasi and was holding danda in his hand. He had golden sandals. He told his name as Nrushinha Saraswati. He has a message for you. I am going to Kardalivan. I shall be at Kandgapur. Don't worry. I am sending flowers as gift which may be distributed amongst yourself." They were all waiting for flowers. After some time, 4 flowers came flowing. They were taken one each by Sayamdev, Nandi, Narhari and myself. "Here is the flower given to me." Saying this, Sri Siddha showed the flower to Namadharak. Such is the greatness of Sri Guru. I have narrated only a part of Sri Guru's life, which is very exhaustive. Those who read, hear and write his life will attain all the pleasures. These nectar-like tales will give 4 Purusharthas and Paramarth. Chapter 52. Conclusion. Avatarnika. After hearing 51 chapters of Sri Guru Charitra, Namdharak lost senses and got samadhi. His body perspired, his throat got choked, and tears flowed from his eyes. He could not speak out a word. Sri Siddha Muni was pleased to see this state of Namdharak. Though the disciples got samadhi, but he should be awakened for the benefit of people. Thinking thus, he moved his hand over his face and body with affection and called him and said, "Dear boy, come on senses, you have got dhyana and you will get salvation. But if you remain in meditation, how will the people be benefited and enlightened? You asked me and I narrated to you these nectar-like tales of Sri Guru's life. You also heard them consciously. You should therefore elaborate them and propagate amongst people." Namdharak opened his eyes and placed his head on the feet of Sri Siddha and said, "You are Sri Guru yourself. Sri Guru's life that you have narrated is even more sweeter than nectar. I am not contented yet. Please tell me whole life again in short." I am telling you the summary of the life of Sri Guru. Further, Siddha said, though Sri Guru has disappeared, he still gives darshan to his sincere devotees as before. Namdharak says, "Kindly tell me the procedure of weekly reading and other rules to be followed during the week. Sri Siddha said, Sri Guru Charitra can be read at any time with pure mind. The credit of reading it in a week is still great. For this, one place and seat should be selected. Keep control on senses during the week. Before starting the reading, bow to God, Brahma, and elders. Worship the volume of Sri Guru Charitra. One should complete 7 chapters on first day, up to 18 chapters on second day, up to 28 on third day, up to 34 on fourth day, and up to 37 on fifth day, up to 43 on the sixth day, and up to 52 chapters on seventh day. After reading, worship the volume and take light dinner. Observe fast for a week, but if this is not possible, have food of only one type of grain. On the 8th day, after completion of the reading, take meals with a Brahmin couple and offer money as dakshina. If reading is done with devotion and pure heart, Sri Guru gives darshan in dreams and fulfills one's desires. The trouble of spirits and ghosts vanishes and one gets peace of mind. Namdharak again expressed to Siddha Muni his gratitude for narrating the life of Sri Guru, which has made his life fortunate and enabled him to attain bliss. Dedicated to Sri Guru Dattatreya.